I've had quite enough of you!
Hello everybody, this is WarriorDan, and today we're taking a look at The Outer Worlds, the game that seemingly every content creator on YouTube, Twitch, etc. all seem to be praising wholeheartedly without reserve. So I suppose I should kick off this by asking and answering one simple question. Is The Outer Worlds worth buying? Well, it depends. The Outer Worlds is in many ways one of the most interesting FPS RPGs to have come out in many years, in a variety of ways. After playing a few hours of the campaign, The Outer Worlds feels to me like the unusual offspring of games like BioShock Infinite and The Stanley Parable, while also invoking comparisons to the short-lived yet now cult classic TV series Firefly. You wake up in a Fallout-esque situation where you're abruptly awakened from cryosleep when your pod is stolen from a now decommissioned company vessel by an opportunistic inventor by the name of Phineas Wells, who's looking to strike back at the establishment using you as his blunt instrument. However, the game makes it pretty clear that while you two may be on the same side, Phineas Wells isn't exactly someone you should necessarily trust. As if the game needed to tell me that. Speaking as someone who's watched the CW for years, I've learned by now it's usually a bad idea to trust any scientist by the name of Wells. Your motivation is to find a way to ultimately rescue the other still sleeping passengers, which can only happen if the establishment is severely crippled or otherwise disrupted. So for the moment, you and your morally ambiguous inventor friend are reluctant allies. He initially sends you to this small dump of a world inhabited jointly by a handful of NPC factions, including the Marauders, a group of violent scavengers who somewhat resemble the Sand People from the original Star Wars film, as well as the town Spacer's Choice, a dreary, rundown, dystopian, capitalistic colony where everyone seems to be either dying or wishing they would die. This is a theme prevalent across much of the game. In various conversations, you learn that some time ago, corporations paid large upfront sums of money to terraform various planets and moons so they could sustain human life, at least well enough so they can get a couple years of work out of their workers before said workers die from the horrible planetary conditions they're under. So basically like working at Walmart. Okay, too soon? So, terraforming planets, dystopian societies forming in western-like shantytowns, corruption, disease, and poverty at every turn, and you acting as captain of a junky spaceship, enacting your own wild brand of justice with the aid of your crew? I wonder where I've seen that before. All joking aside, it's a really interesting narrative, and not one commonly explored in most mediums. Many books, films, and video games capitalize on the now cliché, oppressive, totalitarian government storyline, but I can't think of many off the top of my head that explore the opposite. What would society look like if the overarching government was abandoned in favor of corporate businesses themselves acting as micro-governments? While the story and lore certainly add a bit of intrigue to the experience, it's the RPG mechanics that really shine at the forefront of The Outer Worlds. Just like in games like Knights of the Old Republic as well as the Fallout franchise, conversations with NPCs play a vital role in progressing through the story. At the start of the game, you can customize your character's attributes by spending points on a variety of skills, which as you level up in game, you can spend more points into improving. One of the skills I focused on primarily was my charisma. This has proved enormously rewarding over time, as I've managed to avoid multiple conflicts, unlock hidden side quests, and even earn the trust and loyalty of my AI companions. Speaking of, let's talk about companions. Currently, with about 8 hours currently in game, I've unlocked only 2 of the available AI companions. Pavarti, the socially awkward but energetic mechanic, and Vicar Max, the friendly but outwardly homicidal priest whose morality may be questionable at best. I'm not sure which companion I like best. Pavarti is sweet, laid back, and has a good moral compass, the angel on your shoulder, so to speak, whereas Vicar Max is ironically kind of the opposite. He explicitly shows distaste and contempt for just about everyone around him, as well as basically every good thing you ever do, and tends to be the devil on your other shoulder. Again, kind of ironic given his station as a priest. You can order your companions into combat or direct them in a variety of other ways. If you start crouching to avoid making noise, they will do likewise. If you enter into combat, so will they. During combat, you can even activate a pair of cooldown abilities to order one or both of your companions to activate a critical attack, where a short cutscene will play, as they get up close to the enemy you indicated and execute a brutal fatality attack, which will deal critical damage to and usually eliminate that particular enemy. Your companions will sometimes also interject in your ongoing conversations with other NPCs. This can sometimes be helpful or antagonistic, depending on their particular choice of words. Speaking of combat, the game does implement aspects of what made Fallout's combat system so interesting. Instead of freezing time through the use of the VAT system, as in Fallout, in the Outer Worlds you have the ability to slow down time for a limited duration. You can use this time to capitalize on one of the game's other key combat mechanics, targeting specific body parts. You can blind, stun, and otherwise incapacitate your enemies to give you an advantage in any fight, if you manage to hit the corresponding body part. One odd observation I noticed though, after eliminating enemy creatures in the world, the prone AI bodies, the way they are positioned, makes it look as if they are still alive. It's really weird. They look like stuffed trophies. I'm not sure why the developers never bothered to animate idle dead body poses, but it's really funny to look at. Now I suppose, given the game is called The Outer Worlds, I should probably take a minute to talk about the worlds themselves. The visuals for the worlds are, well, okay at best. Navigation in the Outer Worlds, unlike Fallout, is handled pretty well, with the game literally pointing you to where you have to go, but then relinquishing the hand-holding once you get there. How you go about completing most of your quests is left by and large up to you. The Outer Worlds is sadly plagued with extremely annoying optimization problems at every turn. Anytime you transition from the interior of a building to the exterior, more open world-ish areas of the game, you're more likely than not to get hit with a noticeable frame rate drop, one that will take some time to fix itself. This is especially noticeable anytime you enter an area with foliage. It's like the developers forgot that foliage was an actual thing that you could and should optimize when making a game, so you don't run into these really awkward and fixable performance problems. I'm running the Outer Worlds on a pretty high-end i7 processor off of a NVIDIA 2070 GTX graphics card, with the aid of both a primary hard drive and an SSD. For all intents and purposes, this PC is a fairly top-of-the-line custom build, and should not be running into nearly these kinds of frame rate problems. Now getting to the ultimate point of this video, is the Outer Worlds worth buying? Very much so, yes. While there are some technical hiccups here and there is a lot to like for a variety of audiences, including those who enjoy old-fashioned RPG mechanics, those who enjoy looter-shooter elements, or those who just like a good old story. And also its fairly obvious political undertones, like its anti-corporate capitalistic storyline, which to be frank does say a lot about the state of AAA gaming in 2019. So I guess there's a little something for everyone. Now if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go order my homicidal priest into combat once again. If you enjoyed this video, it would really help me out if you hit that like button, and definitely subscribe and comment down below, and let me know what you think of this video as well as what games you would like to see me review in the future. Comments, just as much as likes, if not more so, really help this video out in the YouTube algorithm. And if you want to see more videos like this, definitely hit the subscribe button and opt into getting notifications if you want to see more videos like this one when they release. I'm trying to upload at least one review a week on Mondays, so hopefully you'll always have something worth coming back for. This is WarriorDan signing out. Stay awesome everybody, and peace out.
May the law have mercy on you. I won't.